This week, I'm going to show you how easy it is to tan your own animal hide. Don't be scared, it's fun, it's easy, really all you need is time. A few simple steps over a week or two that are easy to follow in this video, and you'll end up with a great product you can cherish for life to relive that memory of the hunt, and I promise it will be an amazing talking point in your home. Let's go. Don't be scared, it's not a hard process. Alright guys, today I'm going to show you how to tan skins. So I've done this one before, it was my first chital that I shot, and yeah, I went on the internet and I was like, oh, you know, I want to keep the skin, how can I do it? It's not that hard. The first thing you need to do is go on and order these. So you can get a commercial kit or a small one, so it's 160 bucks for this. It's Leader tanning solution, comes with a lube, and it comes with the tanning solution. Each time you use this, it's 500 mils. So when you buy the big pack for 160 bucks, you can do 5 lots of tanning. You can do 2 or 3 skins per go. They give you a little fleshing tool, which I'll explain in a bit how to use. Other than that, you need citric acid. Just buy that from the supermarket. You need methylated spirits, and then just a heap of salt. You can get the pool salt, table salt. I just get the home brand cheap stuff. And I always carry some of this in my car when I go hunting, because the first thing you always want to do is get that skin off your animal as quick as you can, get as much meat off it, and then just put salt on it. So get back to camp, lay your skin out, cut the bits of meat that you've missed, or like tidy it up as much as you can, and then just cover it in salt. When you do this, you'll just get like a layer of moisture comes out of the skin. If you can put the skin on a slant somewhere, that'll just drain off, and I just chuck that on, go to bed. When I get up in the morning, I chuck it in the shade, cover it all again, and then my next step from there is I fold it up, skin to skin. So if this was it, I would fold it onto skin to skin like that. I fold it up into like a parcel, and then I chuck it in the freezer until I can be bothered and have time to start this process like I'm going to show you guys today. I'm just going to fill this up with water, defrost these skins. If you're working with a fresh skin, you can skip this first step. This is just used when defrosting skins that you've preserved in the freezer. Place the skins into the solution. Once the skins unravel themselves and are loose, take them out. Don't exceed 24 hours in this salty solution. So these are all defrosted. See if we can get some more of this skin off. So to help flesh, I made this little board just out of crap I'd laying around. It's just got a bit of carpet on it. It's at a good height. You can lay the hide over and either use a knife, or when you buy that Leader commercial kit, you get this, which is good. And you put pressure on and use the edges to really get the chunks of meat off. I've got the skin here. Do it somewhere in the shade, you don't want it getting hot. You just want to work and get all these bits of meat off. The best thing about having one of these boards is you're not on the ground, so it doesn't kill your back. You want to aim for a clean skin, so you want to remove all these little bits of membrane as best as you can. See, all that just starts coming off, so you just want to remove as much as you can now before you start. Now you just want to clear all this meat off. If you don't have a fleshing tool, just get a hard knife. Just be careful not to cut the skin, but it works the same way. I'm really going around the edges here and getting all this scrap off the side, because I kind of like the natural look. A lot of people, once it's tanned, will just cut and make like a round rug, but yeah, I kind of like the ragged look and, you know, having the tail and the arms and stuff. But yeah, if you're going to do that, it's worth spending a bit more time coming around. You can see that I stuffed up, that's one stuff up, but that's easy to fix. You just sew it up when you're done. Same with the in and out of the arrow. But yeah, I've just worked all the way around. That's pretty good. Most of any little bits like this can still come off with sandpaper at the end. But yeah, so that's looking pretty good. So I'm going to do the same. This is a Chital Stag I got. Now the skin's a bit thicker on this guy. It was shot in winter, so it's definitely going to take a lot longer to tan. But I spent a lot more time in the field on this one getting it done because I had the ability to do it. But it's just been soaking, so I'm just going to go over it and get rid of some of this meat now while it's easy before we put it into the acid. It's not crazy imperative to get it all off now, but I don't know, it's kind of, once you start, it's kind of a soothing feeling when you get the whole thing clean and you start to feel movement in the hide. Alright, it's going to make a pickling solution. The deer's now going to go in this for about 3 days. So I'm going to use 4 of these citric acids. So about 350 grams, 2 bags of salt to 18 litres of water. Now that the hides are defrosted, I'm going to take them out and put them into the pickling solution. Different hides and different animals take different times. Usually a deer is 3 days, a fox or something small like a rabbit 2 days, and thicker skins and larger animals can take up to 4 to 5 days in this solution. Okay, the next step is to get the hides out of the pickling solution. So I'm going to put one in that basket. Now I want to give these a wash. You can either chuck them up on a fence like this or in some of this. Give them a quick rinse, and then we're going to put it into a neutralizing solution. In this bucket I'm making up 16 litres, so 1 tablespoon of bicarb per 4 litres, so it'll be 4 tablespoons into here, and get those skins in for 15 minutes, but 15 minutes only. We're going to get these straight in there. And once you've got them in there, set a timer, because this bit is pretty precise. Use your gloves when you're doing this neutralizing, and make sure you keep moving the skin around so all the little bits get exposure to neutralize, because those proteins need to break down for the tanning solution to work. So you're going to make sure all of these lose that acid, like all the area loses the acid. So just keep picking it up every few minutes, putting it back in, just so it gets an even soak. After this, we're going to use the litre tanning solution. So you get 2 bottles. One's a lube and one is this darker coloured solution. It tells you what to do. So it says here, in a plastic container, mix solution 500 milliliter tanning formula to 35 litres of water. So this is a 35 ml bucket. So I just measured it out into a 500 ml drinking bottle. So it's ready to go. And once we pull these skins out of this neutralizing solution, we'll give them one good hose, mix up the water with the tanning solution, and we're going to get them in here. So I'm doing it under the house just because the temperature kind of stays the same and there's nowhere really spare to do it where we live. So I'll put the skins in. There's enough water still, because sometimes if you pre-mix the solution in there, it'll overtop. So I've got the skins in there. I know how much water was in there, so I followed the instructions. Now we just add the tanning solution. And once this is in there, you just got to use gloves because it's a pretty solid chemical. And then yeah, from here, stir once a day and just come back and you just keep nicking a bit of the skin until you see that it's gone all the way through. So we'll come back and check on that in a few days. All right, so that's been 3 days. I'm gonna pull it out now and just check to see if it's ready to stretch. And as you can see here, it's blue all the way through. All right, so I've pinned all these out. You can do this fancy thing and make a square and put string, but if you just go to Bunnings and get a staple gun, you place it all around the edge and you just stretch it out. It's heaps easy. You just put on some board and you just let it dry. When it gets to about 80% dry, like it's dry to touch but just a bit damp, you'll feel it, like up here starting to dry out. It's time to use the leather lube. So this comes in the pack and it tells you here, use 120 mil per kilo. So you weigh the skin. So this one was 2.5 kilo when it was wet. So you use 2 times 125 mil. So that's it. I'm just going to brush this on now. And then yeah, all that you got left to do is break the skins afterwards. Use the same tool and you're almost complete. So this is super simple. Just get a brush and just work it all the way to the edges. Try not to get it on the fur. It doesn't matter too much, but you want to get right up and into the edges, because they were the bits when I've done it before that ended up stiff. So just want to give that a nice coat all over. Alright, so they've been pinned out now, put the lube on them, now we just let them dry. Don't be scared, it's not a hard process. The leader stuff makes the skin come up really nice. I gave this one a little sand and it's like pretty pliable and I didn't really work it. You can really work it over an edge and make it heaps softer, but I kind of wanted to keep it a bit stiff because I want to hang it on a wall like this, or possibly put it on a rug at the moment. As you can see, it just goes on my meat freezer. But it's pretty cool to be able to keep the skin off an animal you shoot, just as a memory and just to use it, you know, like they are beautiful, they're pretty, like, yeah, it's always actually a kind of like a talking feature. People come in and, you know, antlers and stuff are cool, but just like this is beautiful, and a lot of people don't even know these deer and stuff run around Australia. And you know, when you can feed someone some deer and they can see this in your house also, it's pretty amazing.
If you've enjoyed this video, throw me a comment down below. Also, click subscribe to my channel and go check out some of the amazing adventures I get up to. I'll see you there.